Hi, this is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. Did you know that 76% of the people that have vertical sleeve surgery regain significant amounts of weight 10 years after bariatric surgery? That's what the numbers tell us. As a matter of fact, most people that have bariatric surgery start to gain 10 to 20% of their weight back a year or two after the surgery. A third of the people that have bariatric surgery, I mean, people have spent thousands of dollars and have had 70% or more of their stomach surgically removed permanently, regain or never lose the weight to begin with. And the bar, when you think about, okay, how do you figure out if you're a bariatric success story? Well, if you lose 50% or so of the excess weight that you have, they consider that to be a success. Now, to me, that's setting the bar really low, but a third of the people that have bariatric surgery never even cross that threshold. And when you look at it, why don't they? Well, mostly because they look at it like it's a magic wand. They're thinking that they don't have to do anything. They don't have to change their eating habits. They don't have to exercise. They don't have to move. They don't have to do anything. They're just waiting for the weight to just fall off magically. And it is possible to overeat even after having 76% of your stomach removed by just grazing constantly, particularly on ultra-processed foods. I mean, I've seen people, it's sad, but I saw a YouTube video of this young woman that was crying on her couch as she's munching on potato chips, talking about how she had the bariatric surgery and it didn't work. And she couldn't figure out why. And I'm sitting there looking at her, this poor thing, going, because you're eating the same crap. She's doing the same things that got her fat to begin with. So, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing that you've always done, expecting a different result. So let's talk about how you can avoid being in the 76% of people who've had bariatric surgery that have significant weight regain 10 years afterwards. And I know that it happens because it happened to me. About 2 years after I had bariatric surgery, I started to regain weight. Matter of fact, I gained about 20 some odd pounds. And looking back on it, it makes sense. I'd gotten back into a lot of my old habits. I started drinking alcohol again. I was eating out. I was enjoying life. Thought I was having fun, but it was slowly but surely starting to go back up again, and I noticed on the scale. And what did I do? Well, I did like I always did. I tried to figure out, okay, let's do some sort of diet plan. And there was this guy that had a thing where, it was a 6-week challenge that you could lose 20 pounds, and if you did, you got your money back. So I did it. It was a low calorie, move more type thing. No alcohol allowed during it, etc. Did it, lost the 22 pounds. Okay, I'm about back to where I started again. I felt pretty darn good, and went back to eating the same crap stuff that I've been doing. Thankfully, right around that time, I ran across Dr. Stephen Finney talking to Low Carb Down Under, explaining the importance of metabolic health, low carb eating, insulin resistance, and the light bulbs went off. I understood what had been happening and why my diet had been creating the weight gains that I'd been seeing my entire life. So once I understood that, and I studied it for about 6 months or so, and that's when I went low carb, hardcore keto. Started doing intermittent fasting, got a little keto meter, was taking, my ketone levels and stuff like that, following all that stuff kind of religiously for a while, learned how to eat low carb, keep my ketones up, and I lost an extra 20 pounds and felt even better. And the cool thing about it was how sustainable it was. It was food that I really enjoyed eating. Then, about 4 years ago, I found out about eating carnivore. And that one took a little bit more convincing than eating low carb. I mean, carnivore is just a subset of a keto community. It is an eating a very low carb diet. But what really is critically different, I think, about the two is you can do keto, plant-based, or whatever food you want, but you can eat, you don't eat until you're full. With carnivore, what you're really trying to do is you're eating highly satisfying food. I mean, when you eat beef and you eat enough beef until you're full, you're not hungry again. And when that happens, your attempts at grazing just don't look good. I mean, even if it's like, when you look at a really delicious piece of ribeye and it just doesn't make you, and you just think you're gonna get sick if you have one more bite, you don't graze. And that's the difference. When you're eating carnivore, and one of the things I love about it is just how simple it is. I mean, you're basically restricting your choices to the beef and eggs and maybe some bacon and butter and stuff, and you're just eating a handful of things, and you eat until you're full, and then you don't eat again until you're hungry again. That's naturally reduces the amount of food that you're eating, and that's what allows you to maintain your weight. Your body kind of helps you, in this case, maintain your weight by doing the hunger signalings, that aren't going to be coming. I mean, we fool ourselves so much with this ultra-processed food because it spikes our insulin, sends off more hunger signals. It's darn difficult to feel full when you're eating ice cream and cookies and stuff like that. But boy, when you eat real food like steak, fish, whatever, it is darn difficult to overeat on that. And that's really what has been so easy about maintaining my weight for now over 4 years, utilizing the carnivore diet. It's just simplicity in itself, and that's what really works. So if you want to avoid being in the upper 76%, and look, frankly, that's the odds. I mean, if you've invested heavily into losing weight, using, because you needed to, because of the health effects, and you no longer want to be obese, realize that there's a 76% chance that you are going to become overweight, obese again, even after having bariatric surgery, unless you make lifestyle changes. And that's why the low-carb carnivore approach works so darn well, even for people who have had bariatric surgery. This is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. If you like this message, please hit the like and subscribe. Join this channel. Join with me and other people that are trying to regain their health. Some of whom have had surgery, some of whom haven't. But, it works. And we're trying to get out of the healthcare system, get ourselves healthy, and utilize the tools that are out there. And remember, in this fight for your health, we're all alone in this, but we can all be alone in this together. I try to put out a couple messages each week. I will talk to you again soon.